Hello and welcome to the fourth instalment of constructing professional bass lines. So in this one now I'm going to put together our chord tones, our root note bass lines, the rhythmical ideas we've come up with, and we're going to look at ways that chord sequences rhythmically vary. So we've been changing chord on the first beat of each bar. So we've had like a G chord, 4 beats, going to a D chord for 4 beats, or an A minor chord for 4 beats. What we're going to do now is practice what's called anticipation, or also known as pushing. Okay, so we're going to change chords on the and of the 4th beat. So we're going to be half a beat before the 1, changing that chord. So a good way to start with practicing this is, as always, being able to internalise the pulse. So I can tap my foot to the 4 beats, 1, 2, 3, 4, and I can clap on beat 1 easily. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, all 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, what I want to do is clap on the and of 4, and you'll see why in a minute. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3. It's important to keep your foot tapping all the time whilst you're doing this and doing the clap as well there. 3, 4. And you can really feel where it is, really getting that internalised. Okay, so what we're going to do, we would have here, say we were going from a G to a C. On the one beat would be the G for the first beat, so it's G, 2, 3, 4, C, 2. Then we're going to do D on the beat, 3, C on the off beat there. Okay, so a good thing to practice though is just practicing off beats. So you can clap on the beat with our foot, then clap on and off, and just off. So getting used to all that being internalised within your body, that you can do that, really helps and really gets you to understand this. So that's the first part in that lesson about anticipation. Now to hear what it sounds like in musical notes is like this. So in the example on the page, we've got a G, 2, 3, a rest on beat 4, and then we're on the and of 4. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. You'll have heard things like this before. It's popular. As opposed to if you're all on the beat, it'd be like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Just like that. It'd be all on the beat. This is what we've already done before. And what we're going to do is put them off the beat on that C. 3, 4, down. So pushing it along. So what's happened here is the chord sequence hasn't changed chords, but it's changed where we're going to place that first note or the first part of that chord, the first beat of that chord. So the first beat of that G chord is on beat 1, but the first hit of that C chord is on the and of 4. So if the band's doing that, you need to do that on the bass as well. You don't want to be, unless it's a particular special requirement, which is quite rare, you don't want to be putting that C in half a beat later than the rest of the band or vice versa. You want to get them in the right place. So when you've got that under your fingers and in your heads, the next part is looking at how we can develop that bass line. So putting a crotchet bass line like this. So 1, 2, 3. Now notice I've put a tie, that here it goes, tie there, so you don't play on beat 1 for the C. If I took that tie out, it would be like this. 2, 3. We don't want that. We want it tied over, so we end up with a long note. So you take that away, and if you could practice on that part there, you're almost there. Okay, so the next part in that is being able to use it with quavers or eighth notes. 1 and 2 and 3. Again tied over. Important to keep your foot tapping on the beats. Don't let your foot go with your rhythms of your fingers. Okay, so notice the feet are always going 1, 2, 3, 4, but the fingers are catching that and of 4, that anticipation or that push. Okay, so in the next section I've mixed together much more of it now. So we've got the chords G to a C to a D to a C still, 1 bar each, but we're using that anticipation every time we go into the C, that push every time we go into the C, but I'm going to choose some of the chord tones out of each chord as we do this. So in this example here, we've got the G for 2 beats, then so we had a little root fifth, root, and to the C, and then we've got the arpeggio to the C there, and then we've got 2 Ds, then backwards on the arpeggio, reverse, and then okay, so if you practice on that there, you're using scale tones along with the push and the chord sequence. We've really developed these bass lines now in something completely different from where we first started in lesson 1, with just a long note. Okay, so the next one is a little bit more James Jameson style. I've tried to make it a bit more soulful, a bit more funky, I suppose. So here goes to the next. Okay, so that's much more tricky. We've got ties now, we've got some octaves in there this time. So we've got okay, so we can have a practice on that one as well there. So I think we've really come to a point there where we can start really putting some interesting bass lines together. Now the next step in any of this is joining chords together. It's a really important one, so we're creating more space within the bar, but leading up to the next chord with chromatic passing notes. So maybe we're going from the G to the C. So we might go 1, 2, and that's pushed again. So G, 2, to the B flat or G. That's just taking that one little step further, and there'll be more videos on that in the future. So out of those 4 little sessions there, I hope you've got something from that, and it's give you a basis to construct bass lines professionally with an idea of actually where you want to go based on the knowledge and theory and skills that us musicians have in order to create good music.